So I'm going to start with getting the pastry out of the box. Yes, I got ready roll pastry because I am a massive cheat. I'm going to make 6 little quiches today, so individual ones. I'm going to start by taking my round cutter. Again, I've looked at which side will fit my moulds best, and this is the biggest size that I've got that can fit them. I've lightly floured my cutter so that the pastry doesn't stick, and I'm going to cut 6 shapes that will hopefully fit in this piece of pastry. Now I've cut 6 rounds, I'm going to remove the excess pastry from around them because that's just going to get in my way now, to be honest. Right, now I've got them all, I need to just move them to the side so that I can bring across my tray to line them into. Just now I'm just checking the size fits up to the trays as best that I can a second. Now that I've got my tray, it comes the fun part. Will they or will they not fit? Now I'm putting them in and I'm going to slightly press them down so that they're fitting into the tray the best way that they can. They're not quite big enough, but obviously as long as I don't overfill them with the lip, I'm trying to see if I can push them down a bit gentlier so they fit nicer, but to be fair that wasn't really working, so I just went back to pushing it down and shaping it to the side of the tins. I'd done this with each of them till the pastry was lining my tin for me. I'm not 100% happy with how the pastry's sitting, but it will work. Now I'm going to start making up the insides of them. So I'm first going to put 3 eggs into the jug. That's not the best viewpoint, I'm sorry for that, my camera was a bit off-centered and a bit low down. Now I'm going to go get a little bit of milk to mix in with that. I forgot to put that on the side first of all. There's my 3rd egg, I should have put them all in at once. What you can't see there is I'm currently fighting to get into the cheese to add to the mixture. They never make them easy to get into, do they? Let's give up on the cheese for a minute. I'm going to do my salt and pepper first. That's easier to get into. Let's try this cheese again. Success. I'm just going to add some cheese. I've got pre-grated cheese. There's nothing wrong with buying a whole block of cheese and grating your own. I just took the lazy option. Now we want to mix all of this in because this is going to be the filling to our quiches. Now I am bringing back my tray, and the first thing that I'm going to put in is my onions. These are pre-chopped because I didn't really think you wanted to sit down and watch onions being chopped up. So I'm just going to put a thin layer at the bottom of each one. Again, it's up to you how much you do and you don't put in. And this is optional, you don't have to put onions in it. A lot of people put different things, depends what they're having. These are just going to be basic quiches, so onions, bacon and the mix that I've just created with you. Now I'm just opening my bacon again. I have bought pre-cut lardons. You can just buy the rashers of it and cut yourself, but for time-wise, and so you don't have to watch me chopping up the bacon, I've just bought it this way. Just going to give my hands a little rinse a second before I go on to touch anything else. Now I'm just going to re-stir this and I'm going to pour it into each of the pies. I shouldn't really call them pies because I don't have a lid on them. Now when you're pouring, you want to make sure that you get them so they're covering the bacon, but obviously you don't want them so they flow out over the pastry, because else you're never going to get these out of the tins afterwards. I'm just getting some of the cheese that hadn't quite come out with the mixture into some of the individual ones, so they've all got some in them. It's not going to be equal amounts in each one, it never is. It's what makes them so unique. That's the 6 individual quiches just about done now. I put them in the oven on 180 for about 35 minutes. But if you just have a look, and then you'll be able to see if you think they're done, and put them in longer if you need it.